Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here. I'm in beautiful Red Rocks, Nevada. Volvo flew us out here to take a look at their new vehicles. And I have a question for you. Do you like supercharging? Or do you prefer turbocharging? What if you could have both? Now, having an engine that is both turbocharged and supercharged in the United States is, well, frankly rare. I've never driven a vehicle that had both of those. And in this particular case, what we have here is a 302 horsepower supercharged and turbocharged engine that puts out 295 pound-feet of torque, and it's hooked up to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Currently, Volvo does not have this power plant available for the all-wheel drive version of the XC60. Right now, that comes with the old power plant. Obviously, they're going to eventually put this into the new one. At least one would hope so. Regardless, you can get this with the 8-speed, this engine, front-wheel drive, and I got to be completely honest with you, it hauls ass. Oh my God. There's no lag. Other than with the automatic shutdown startup engine system that helps conserve fuel. Other than that, when you're at a light and the engine's running, you push it, you're going to burn a lot of rubber and you're going to be tugging at the steering wheel.
There's a clutch device in here, so as soon as the customer asks for an acceleration, you clutch in, you drive the compressor up, pushing the air through intercooler into the engine. At that point, the turbocharger starts to move because of the exhaust gas going through it. When you're hitting about 3,000 RPM, the turbocharger is starting to work, and the control mechanism says that's enough from the compressor, and it declutches.
I like Volvos. Always have. They're unique. If they're not faster, then they handle better. If they don't handle better, then they're safer. If they're not safer, well, they're always safer. Styling, well, you know it's an XC60. The front end's been changed, the interior has been slightly updated, but for the most part, it really looks like the vehicle it replaces. It's what's under the hood that matters, and what's under the hood is something rather interesting because I didn't think that much horsepower and a supercharger and turbocharger would allow for good economy. I was wrong. 22 miles per gallon in the city, 30 miles per gallon highway. That's pretty damn good. You know, when you have a supercharger, it works off a pulley, so it usually saps a little bit of power. When you have a turbocharger, it has to be spooled up by exhaust. Well, both of those things can suck a little bit of fuel out of a vehicle. But in this case, maybe not so much. There is pretty good room in the back, but the roof is on the low side, so for those of you who want to put a sofa in here, I think you're going to be out of luck. But in terms of overall plush layout, it's a really nice trunk. I could live back there. Listen to this. Can you hear that? That was a lane departure warning, just beeping. But before that, that was the engine spooling up all the way to about 5,500 RPM, and it sounds almost like it sounds like an old Volkswagen Golf engine. The interior is a nice place to be. It always has been, and Volvo has always done good interiors, at least over the past 10 years. And this one's no exception. It's fantastic. It's pretty. Very comfortable seats, and the layout is pretty good, except there are two issues. Little tiny buttons, which you'd think that Volvo, the safety company, wouldn't have little tiny buttons that are hard to see and hard to hit. And the other thing is, in the center, where the HVAC controls are and everything else, it's sitting on a beautiful looking waterfall styled console. The problem with that is that it sticks out really far and it hits me in the side of my knee. Every once in a while my knee kind of jerks as if a doctor's hitting it with a small hammer. Roman has the same problem with that as well, and unfortunately they haven't gotten rid of that. I mean, it looks great. It's just uncomfortable for tall people who sit with their legs kind of spread. Handling is surprisingly good. So far I've taken it through the corners in and around Red Rocks, and just like the Red Rocks in Colorado that I go to often. So in this case it's firm, and the steering, I like the weight of it. It's almost perfect, but unfortunately there's no steering feel. That's to be expected in most crossovers. And Volvo didn't disappoint. Do you hear that? That is the engine shutting off. What it does is it shuts off when I come to a full and complete stop, and it saves gasoline by just not running. That's something the Europeans are used to, and we're still kind of getting used to. And frankly, when you're at stop and go traffic, it can get a little annoying. That's not too bad. I'm around 6'1" with my big boy shoes on, and I can fit behind myself in the back seat. It's comfortable, and it's really easy to get kids in and out of it. The door itself is actually kind of on the small side, I noticed. Okay, I'm gonna try 0 to 60. Here we go. Ooh, a lot of wheel spin, a ton of wheel spin. Man, does this thing pick up. Now, I don't have our Solar DL. What do you guys think? I bet you it's faster than most of you think. This is a very interesting machine, and I'm dying to get it up to Colorado where we can really put it through its paces. I mean, high altitude with a turbo and supercharger, that's going to be a lot of fun. Now I'm going back into Las Vegas, which is just behind me, because I'm on a mission to find Elvis. For the Fast Lane Car, this is Nathan Adlin. I'll see you next time.